I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Is choosing a theological label, in other words, Calvinism, Arminianism, is it important and is it necessary? I don't think it's important, and I really don't think it's necessary. In fact, I would subscribe that it could be detrimental. You say, what do you mean it's detrimental? So one of the struggles that we have with being biblical or being a biblicist is that we always have these lenses, if you allow me to say it, or we have glasses that we put on that at times can bring Scripture into much clearer focus, other times not so much. Let me illustrate. These glasses that I wear, they're actually bifocals, okay? They're reading glasses. I can see far off, no problem, but reading, it's kind of a struggle for me because I'm not getting any younger. What you may or may not know is the bottom part of my lenses they are tailored for me to be able to read, to magnify, to bring clarity to reading. The top part of my lenses, they're just clear glass. There's no magnification at all because when I'm looking out distance, I don't have any struggle. Now, here's where I have problems. I have problems when I try to read with the upper half or look far with the lower half because it was not designed for that. So if we have a specific ism that we claim, whether it's Calvinism, Arminianism, whatever it may be, when we're reading a passage that kind of speaks to that doctrinal leaning, well, that's great, but what if we're reading one that doesn't and we try to read it with the same lens? We end up with these contradictions. And so therefore, kind of one of the things that I like to say is this. You may have heard me say it before. No one person or no one theological construct is probably more than 85% accurate. I think some guys get a good solid B. Some get a C, but that's a whole other discussion for another time. Why do I say that? It's because anytime we put a lens on Scripture for an issue, it may clear up one thing, but it's going to cloudy up something else. And so therefore, I like to say that a broken clock is right twice a day. I think there are parts, per this question in the Bible, where one who subscribes to Calvinism, you look at that passage and it's pretty clear according to their doctrinal distinctives, and another passage, not so much. Same with Arminianism, same with other types of isms and perspectives. And so one of the things that I would say is I know we might have a leaning toward one ism over the other. I try to remove those labels. I say it all the time. I just want to be a biblicist. I just want to see, what does the Bible say? And speaking of old John Calvin, you know, he wrote a book called The Institutes, 2 volumes, very lengthy. I read them both. You know what's interesting? It's the first time I really dug through there. I dog-eared the top of the page every time he said something that I thought was pretty clear in Scripture. And then I dog-eared the bottom where I was like, that was a stretch. You're forcing it there. You know what I got at the end? Basically the same number at the top than the bottom. It's a great lesson for me young in my theological career to say, you know, don't look at all Scripture through one lens. Allow Scripture to be the lens that we look through, the ism. And one of the things you're going to discover is no matter what theological position you hold to, if you hold the Bible above it, whatever ism you like, it's going to break down at some point or another. The problem is we got a lot of people that are more loyal to their ism than they are the Bible. Great question. If you have one, send to askjeff.net. Maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at askjeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.